Good evening, everyone. I'll try to keep this short and to the point, which isn't really my strong suit, but it's coming to the point that I personally cannot continue to make videos and post them on this platform anymore. I feel like Google is an evil company. What they're doing to people, manipulating search results, hiding information, burying stuff, blacklisting, censorship, all of this stuff that's happening to shape the narrative and actually just modify the behavior of millions upon millions upon millions of people is sickening. It really twists my stomach. It's nauseating. And now they've posted this whole thread on Twitter about how they're doing all this work behind the scenes to raise up authoritative voices, they call it, and reduce the spread of borderline content and harmful misinfo. Because as we all know, in the modern world of digital media, you're not allowed to choose for yourself what you see, what media you decide to consume, what you're allowed to hear about, see about, read about, learn about. You don't get to pick. They're going to do that for you by manipulating everything about the interface of their platform. They actually got caught. I saw a video the other day. They got caught promoting channels that they've created themselves. They are manipulating the trending feed to put some of the most sickening, twisted stuff you've ever seen in it. I mean, there was a video that was trending #1 the other day that was literally a cartoon about demons from hell that were dismembering children. That's fine. That's totally fine, okay? But, oh no, that borderline content of people who talk about controversial topics that don't follow the official authoritative quote-unquote voices, well, that's just, we better get rid of that right now. And it's brainwashing, it's mind control, it's complete manipulation of the entire population. And this whole post is about how they're raising up these authoritative voices. And then they say, it's no surprise that YouTube, a place for creativity and openness, also has content that brushes up against our policies but doesn't quite cross the line. By the way, why even have policies? I mean, if you're going to have borderline content policies, then don't even have policies at all. Just be honest about the fact that you're just censoring whatever the hell you feel like, okay? You wouldn't have to make up policies for your policies that aren't actually the policy. Like it's a Monty Python sketch. Or one of those departments that can only be accessed by a pneumatic tube in the movie Brazil. And it's not a fraction of 1%. Every person I know has been affected by this. Even people who just do Let's Play videos and stuff like that. Everybody has been affected by this. So when they act like borderline content is a fraction of 1%, that's nonsense. And it's not true. But then again, how can we trust anything that's being said on this platform about numbers or what the counts are?
The show where everything is made up and the points don't matter.
Because if borderline content was really only a fraction of 1% of what's watched on YouTube, they wouldn't have to go to all these Orwellian lengths to try and stamp it all out and bury it and censor it and black hole it and take it out of recommended and try to make sure no one ever gets to see it. But they're not honest enough of a company to just come out and admit openly, hey, we're going to censor what you're allowed to see and hear and what people are allowed to post and talk about. I mean, at least Google went to the level of taking "don't be evil" out of their motto. But they're not going to go to the level of admitting, hey, we're just really going to not allow you to know things and see things unless it's official, authoritative things, which is totally what this is. And I just don't really see the difference between that and programming, brainwashing, and mind control, and the usurpation of free will. Raise up! And they put a little arrow symbol. How cute. That's why we've raised authoritative sources to the top for breaking news, medicine, and other evergreen topics prone to misinfo. You know, it's so Orwellian, and I've said that so many times that it's almost like a broken record at this point, how Orwellian this is. They're spreading right-think. I mean, they're going to decide. The last video that we decided, I don't know why we decided to even put it on here. Of the programmers in Silicon Valley actually call it brain hacking. The last video we put up, however, has people from the system, from within these social media platforms, and one of them is from Google that we quoted and sourced in the last video, talking about how these platforms are manipulating people's behavior, that it's a constant system of behavior modification. That is what is being done to everyone.
It's a mechanical approach to manipulating people, and because it's so algorithmic, it doesn't involve direct communication, and people don't get the cues to understand what's happening with them.
You know what they did? They manually said that it was not advertiser friendly to have that video, and then they started shutting down the views on it. So it was going up really fast. People were really watching it, and then they did the thing they do where they decide it's not advertiser friendly, and like I've explained a bajillion times by now, that doesn't just have anything to do with putting ads on it or not. It has to do with how they censor your video. That's what it has to do with. And they shut that video down, and of course they would, but I figure if this channel's going down, it should go down on something speaking out against this platform, because that's what they're actually doing to people. They're behavior modifying everyone, admittedly.
And everyone is under this mild version of behavior modification all the time.
I think it's really cool that the people over at BitChute get it. They really do seem to get it. Here's a tweet about this tweet from YouTube. It says, in 2019, quote-unquote authoritative sources used doctored footage from a U.S. gun show claiming it was from Syria and were caught burying news of the world's most infamous pedophile and child trafficker. Only independent media dares to challenge these lies, and more people are making the switch. YouTube's imploding. I don't know if you guys have done searches on this platform at all recently. Everything they're promoting is garbage. It's horrible mainstream garbage or ridiculously awful music videos, which are all just layered in some of the darkest symbolism I've seen probably in my entire lifetime. It's all crap. And they're actually paying movie stars now who are out of work to go film themselves grocery shopping, as if people aren't already bored to tears with all this reality TV show nonsense. People come to YouTube because they don't want to hear the official establishment sources get parroted everywhere like they do everywhere else. That is the whole point of YouTube. It was supposed to be you, not them. It's them tube, okay? It's they tube. It's not YouTube anymore. It's not even about how much they've gutted and buried and destroyed our channel after we built it up as far as we have. And they've made sure, by the way, that we're never going to get to 500,000 subscribers. And the reason is because there's some kind of level that's been established on some kind of influencer scale. So they want to make sure we never get to that number. Not that I even care about these numbers, because I think they're all bullshit anyways. It's just that I know what kind of Orwellian manipulation is being done to people through Google and now through YouTube. And I cannot personally be a part of that anymore. I can't. It's the same reason I stopped using Facebook. And I almost can't even stomach Twitter. I can't stomach these social media platforms, guys. They are openly telling you we are modifying your behavior.
Society has been gradually darkened by this scheme in which everyone is under surveillance all the time, and everyone is under this mild version of behavior modification all the time.
We're manipulating you and then pawning you off on advertisers. Like prey. This is what they're doing to people. And worse, they're actually trying to change historical narratives and lock them in place digitally into people's minds through programming. This is terrible. It is worse than Orwell, okay? It is worse than all of the dystopic novels ever written combined in a blender. That is what this is, and we're actually living in it now. So I can't continue to keep putting up things on here just to have them be buried and have our channel be effed with further. It's like the myth of Extinction Rebellion. YouTube is promoting Extinction Rebellion, so of course they would never want anyone to see the documentary that I just finished. But guess what? I put the full thing up for free on BitChute. And if you guys want to see it, come right over. Have a watch. They're not going to censor me over there. I just finished another video that's extremely in your face, because that's the thing. As all of this censorship is coming down hardcore on everyone, all the stuff that's coming out and being admitted is becoming more and more insane. And so they don't want to give people an outlet to talk about the things that are being admitted. That's what's actually, so as the censorship clamps down, the admissions are coming out, and it's nuts. Aaron and I both, we made a whole, I think it's like 45 minutes video that I'm getting ready to release. There's no way in hell I'm going to put that video on YouTube. I could also just light my own head on fire. It's a terrible idea. So if you guys want to continue to watch our videos, and I hope that you do, every single one of you that's out there listening to this right now, I hope that you do. You're going to have to come over to BitChute. You're going to have to follow us over there. Because I'm not going to keep putting stuff up on here. I'm just simply not gonna. I honestly can't look myself in the mirror and stand for the things that I stand for, and then at the end of the day come upload pieces of hard work that I've made into a company that I think is probably some of the purest evil that we're ever going to see in digital form in our lifetimes.
This is our man-in-the-middle device. It's basically a Wi-Fi network that these phones are going to connect to once we turn their Wi-Fi on. It's going to pass data through it on the way to Google, but on the way, we're actually going to get a copy of the same data that Google's going to get. The phone that wasn't on airplane mode registered more than 100 locations, 130 activities, and even 152 barometric readings. And even 152 barometric readings. As soon as it hooked up to our Wi-Fi, it transmitted 300 kilobytes of data straight to Google. The phone even logged our exact locations, tracking us all around town. Now you may notice what's missing here is the exact route that we took, but it got that data too. It knows when I got out of the car. So you're thinking, this isn't a big deal, I'll just put my phone in airplane mode. Yeah, we thought of that too. This is the other phone that we had with us that no SIM card also remained in airplane mode the entire time. Let's see what kind of data it captured. The phone with airplane mode activated actually logged more locations and activities than the other phone, and it also transferred hundreds of kilobytes of data to Google as soon as it was activated.
Okay? I just can't do it. I cannot look myself in the mirror and continue to interface with YouTube. It's stomach churning. It makes me want to throw up, okay? It actually makes me physically ill. So please, 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 I'm begging you, if you're a subscriber on this channel and you care about the stuff that we do, please just come over there. It's just it's just a different platform where you will be less manipulated, actually. And yes, there's all kinds of crazy stuff on BitChute, but you know what? If you actually believe in freedom of speech, that's what it actually looks like. It looks like everyone's crazy stuff. But you can't stand for freedom of speech unless you stand up for the opinion you disagree with the most. That's how freedom of speech works. It's there to actually protect everyone's ability to have a voice, regardless of how unpopular that voice is. In fact, it exists to protect unpopular voices. You don't need an amendment to protect popular speech. Yes, BitChute's a little crazy, but you know what? A little crazy is reality. YouTube is some weird, creepy, Orwellian, curated behavior modification farm for programming. And unless you want to continue to subject yourself to that, I would suggest you just stop interfacing with it. I mean, really, it's not good for you. It's not. It's not good for any of us to be giving up information to a system that's behavior modifying everyone openly and admitted, okay? So when you come over to BitChute, you'll see that the Myth of Extinction Rebellion is up here in full. We also have Still Wagging the Dog, the Future of Fake News in the Digital Matrix, which directly addresses the clips of the mainstream media being caught lying through their teeth about major events just this past year. The so-called authoritative promoted sources on YouTube now for information, which is another video that I would have never put up on there. And you'll also see a new video that we are just now putting out about something that definitely affects every single person. And I even made a music video part of the way through because I got into that delirious middle of the night stage and just couldn't help myself. I'm not putting this video up on YouTube. It won't be there. So if you want to see these videos and see this information, you're going to have to come to a platform that isn't going to censor it. It's not good for you to continue to interact on platforms that are going to manipulate what you see, what you can know, what you're allowed to do. It's like training you to not be able to choose information for yourself. At the very least, that's the least of it. Please come over to BitChute and subscribe to us over here. It feels a lot like starting over after 8 years. It feels like just having to turn around and start all over again on this channel. But you know, I would rather do that than continue to post videos in what I feel like is the garbage dumpster of the internet. I love you guys, and I hope I will see you at BitChute. And it isn't to say that there won't be a thing here or there posted here occasionally if they even don't purge us in this next wave or whatever that is that everyone says is coming. I don't know. It's like we're under constant threat. It's like every person I know who still does independent media on YouTube is just spending all of their time thinking like, is today the day they dump our whole channel? Is today the day they purge us? You know, is today the day we go too far saying something that's not allowed? It's not good for any of us either, mentally or emotionally. It's just not. This is just never going to be a channel that sells out and starts making cat videos. It's just not going to happen. I have to look myself in the mirror every single day. And you know what? I need to be able to hold my head up high while I do it. Putting things up on YouTube, it makes me feel like a total hypocrite. It goes against everything that I stand for. And I just cannot continue to do it. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm going to stop now because I'll just rant all night. But please, BitChute, we're going to still be here doing it, but just not here on ThemeTube. So I hope to see you over there. It's bitchute.com/Truthstream. Just Truthstream. Take care, guys.